Hey everyone, Brian Elliott with Focused Story Films here, and today doing something a little bit different. I may be doing some of these videos going forward. As you can see, I am in some kind of military style makeup. I am applying a wound with some liquid latex around it. One of my goals for late 2020 and through 2021 is to get really good at special effects makeup. And so I've bought a little online course on Udemy, and I have a lot of resources on YouTube as well. I've got a makeup kit that I've collected over the years. I know a decent amount, but I really want to improve, get into more complicated designs, body paint, some more complicated wounds, really kind of get liquid latex and scar wax figured out, more complicated prosthetics, painting everything, making it look really, really good, because I've got some sci-fi and more complicated fantasy short films that I want to do, as well as other just kind of interesting creative shoots. And so I am going to be learning this makeup, and I'm going to take you guys along on the journey. So why am I like already half done up if that's what I'm gonna do? Because I literally just thought about doing this now, partway through, as I was waiting for the liquid latex to slowly dry so that I can paint it. So I'm gonna go ahead and move into my bathroom where I've got kind of everything all set up with the mirror, etc., etc. So let's go. All right, so here we are in my not super fancy bathroom, but the lighting is a little bit better. I've got the mirror right where you can't see it, and as we can see, it's not completely dry, but the liquid latex is drying quite a bit. Nothing on my fingers. So it's just about ready for the next layer, which I'm excited about, because kind of the goal is to build up this super cheap, if I can get him in focus, this super cheap little Halloween prosthetic that I bought a few years ago for probably like $5 or something. But I wanted to see if I can kind of like build him up and then paint it to look nice and gory and nasty, and if I can blend it together. That's kind of the next step. I can do, basic wounds. If I've got a good prosthetic, I can, make that look pretty decent. But kind of what I've got right now is kind of the next step in learning how to blend all of this together and make it look super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of my tools and what I'm working with. Alright, as we can see, I've got my makeup set up on my toilet and my counter. So we've got our basic cheap Spirit of Halloween stage blood, got 3 bottles of the stuff. We've got our nicer Ben Nye stage blood. This stuff you can put in your mouth, not poison. We've got our good final seal for when all of this is done. We can seal it up and then shoot some photos or video. We got our kind of bloodied up spirit gum here. Needs to be washed. We have our all important liquid latex here. I have some various makeup here. I've got this cream makeup, which is the majority of what you saw on my face. It's very staining. It seems like it was pretty cheap. I've had it for several years, probably getting to the end of its life. And then I've got this little 5-color camo paint that I got at a military surplus store. And we've got all these colors, and they are the rest of what's on my face. And we've also got some nice, thick, nasty Ben Nye coagulated blood. It's very, very coagulated. I think it's been a little bit too long since I have used it. So yeah, it's pretty dry, so it's ready for its next layer. So I'm gonna put this guy on a tripod so that you can watch what I'm doing without me having to hold this and try and do that at the same time. The layers of liquid latex have dried. So that's looking pretty good there. So now the thing that I want to do is I'm going to want to paint this because obviously it looks very much like liquid latex. Let's grab some brushes. I'm going to start with this fantastic Ben Nye FX Age Wheel is what it's called. And grab some of this color here. And just start making happy little trees here on me. Actually, what I'm going to opt to do, because we've got this kind of loose edge, is take some more of my spirit gum. Apply all up in here. Kind of stretch it down. Alright, I am back. I have gotten it kind of down, so we're going to get back to the painting process. This obviously is not a perfect makeup. Kind of my first time experimenting with this, so it will definitely improve as I learn more. But we're going to try and get kind of all the coloring at least. We can probably disguise some of these edges. Add a little bit of this color to my skin so that it blends more seamlessly. And the eye kind of doesn't notice it as much. And just for good measure, add a little bit more in different places here. Our next order of business is going to be adding a little bit of the red wound coloring. We've already got a fair amount in there, but we want to make a little more pronounced, a little grosser. Help blend everything. You know, we might even kind of take advantage of this edge. Paint along here and then add some kind of gory shit. Yep. Nice. Here's a nice dark color to kind of get in on all these edges. You know, I'm really using the finger to kind of blend it all. It's not looking terrible. Really the secret ingredient to kind of making this all work and look nice and nasty. Get some of this in there. One thing I've learned is that this stuff definitely covers a multitude of mistakes. You can kind of really get that nice and smeared in there. That was kind of what I ended up doing for the Little Red Riding Hood shoot, is we had some edges like this, and so I just added some extra gore around to kind of disguise some of these edges here, and that seems to be working pretty well here. It's looking nice and gnarly. Let's make sure my focus. Yeah, there we go. That's a better focus. Sorry about that, guys, but so yeah, we got, and then maybe taking a little bit out of this wound so you can kind of see the shape of the prosthetic here, but it looks nice and juicy. That's awesome. That's looking a lot better. Gonna wash my fingers. That's nice and zesty. Yeah, I'm liking that. All right, so this already looks pretty good, and depending on if it's new or old, this may be all you need, or you may want to add a little bit more fresh blood. And that's where we got the Ben Nye blood or the spirit blood, which is what I'm going to use since this is not a real project, because the spirit blood is cheaper. This one nice and light, so I've used most of this one up. Yeah, oh yeah, that's all over my fingers again. Typically what I do is take a little cup like this and pour a little bit in here. Very nice. Put the cap back on the bottle. I definitely have plans to make this look better as time goes on. This was just a very spur of the moment video, and I've kind of been figuring out how can I make this work at all as I'm doing it. And so we take a brush and make it nice and goopy in here. You'll typically not want to do this on carpet, which I'm not. It's looking nice and zesty. More. And you can just kind of put it on to taste, rather you're going for something really extreme or a little bit less extreme. You know, I think right there we are done with this wound. Free to take a look at him. Awesome. So yeah, so that is real quick makeup video from me. I definitely in future will start from the beginning, go through the whole process, talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and it'll be a lot cleaner and more smooth. I'm also planning to get some setup for my normal space, you know, get some towels to lay down, get a little table, and get my monitor set up so that I don't have to use a mirror. I can just use a nice big monitor and be talking to you guys rather than looking over at the mirror and then looking back here, because the little LCD on my GH5 does not really lend itself to detailed makeup work. So that's really all I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know that too. I'm definitely aware this is not the smoothest video, the most produced video I've ever done, but I just really felt like shooting something, so here it is. Hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all soon. Peace.